This is David Bickerstaff from Commerce Vision. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at Commerce Vision, and today I am introducing a mobile sales presentation that we're making. Further on into this demonstration, you'll be meeting Andrew Rogenkamp, our Director of Consulting Services, and also John Farnier, our Managing Director and Chief Technology Officer. So what are we actually covering today? We're going to cover a number of items. These are why mobile sales and why Commerce Vision is investing and why we believe it is important for you, our customers, to look at mobile commerce. Andrew Rogenkamp will be then doing a demonstration of the mobile sales product and showing you that most likely on an iPad, and we'll be covering that off in some detail. John then will be getting underneath the covers and talking to you about our mobile application framework and how that actually supports our mobile sales application. And then finally, we're going to look at and ask some frequently asked questions and some contact information and next steps. Right, so why mobile sales? When you look at it, how are we actually connecting? How are we and how are our customers, how are we in the workforce, how are we actually connecting these days? Some interesting information, statistics here from infographics about mobile statistics and facts from a year ago. Of the world, in the world today, 7 billion people on the planet, 4 billion of them actually have a mobile phone, and a surprising statistic, over 1 billion of those people actually have smartphones. So mobile commerce, as we've seen in the press and we've seen in actually jumping onto websites, is exploding, and the number of mobile devices will overtake desktops in internet connections within the next 2 years. So I think this raises a key question for everyone, is how are we going to take advantage of this? How are we going to open up this mobile channel, for our businesses, both from customer access and also the way we act in front of our customers out in the field? There is a strong value proposition for people to start investing in mobile commerce, and this value proposition is twofold. One, for your sales force out in the field, and the other is opening up that mobile channel for your customers to connect with you via a mobile device. Anecdotes that we've had from sales executives using the application, that they have gained some 15 to 20% in productivity, and overall it's given them a greater level of confidence in making commitments to their customers. One that I would potentially ask you to investigate is what impact it can actually have in cost reduction in your whole order to cash process. And now enough of the positioning. Let's get Andrew to give us a demonstration of mobile sales.
This is the login page of the mobile sales application. Currently we're running it in the rep mode, but it can be run in a B2B or a B2C mode, and it can also be run on iPad, iPhone, Google Android, or any mobile device that supports HTML5. So I'll just log in here under the rep code of rep, and you'll see the keyboard pops up. Logging in with my password, and you'll see once I've logged in, my menu options are limited because I haven't selected an account yet. So all I can do as a rep without selecting an account is view my rep profile, and the rep profile can be customized to your own needs as to what sort of information you want to show the reps. This particular profile was showing month-to-date, year-to-date sales, budget sales, and pro rata orders month-to-date. Once I want to perform some more functionality, I need to select an account that I want to start interacting on. I'll click on Select Account. Comes up with the search box, and this is now allowing me to search on any account that came from my ERP system that my rep code is attached to. So I'll just search for mining, for instance, and that brings me up with all of the companies or all of my customers that have the word mining in their account. So I'll select this account here, and all of a sudden I now get a much larger menu options where I can do a whole lot of things that are associated with that particular account. One of the first things I might want to do once I'm logged in and I've got my customer selected is to actually bring up a whole lot of information about that customer. So I can click on the customer information option, and this allows me to see information that is piped out from the ERP system, anything from customer address information to financial information such as aging, last order dates and sales totals as well. So it allows you, before you go in to visit the customer, to get a complete understanding of where you're at with that customer and any alarm bells that may be ringing. Now armed with that information, I'm free to go into the customer, and obviously once I'm in the customer, they're going to want to hopefully start buying products from me. So from a product point of view, there's two main ways to browse through products. One is using the product browse, and that will take us to the top level of products. I can drill down through those products, down to cameras, compact cameras, and all the way down to the camera. I can get everything I need to know about that product. That's all coming from the ERP system. The pricing is pertinent to the customer I'm dealing with. I can also see the RRP. I can see availability if I wanted to there. I can also view an image of the product or multiple images. Any notes against the product as well can also be displayed. When I add the product to the order, I have the option to override the price. The application has price override rules in it, so you can restrict reps from overriding price entirely or overriding discount entirely to having different rules for reps as to what percentage they can change the price by. So for now, I'm just going to add this product to the order, and that will add it to my basket. The other key way to find products is to use the product search. So I'll just click on product search there, so I can, for instance, search on Kodak camera, and that will find me all the products in the system with the word Kodak camera that this customer can see, remembering that this application also obeys all ERP stock security rules, so it will only show me the products that this particular customer has access to. Drilling down on any of the products, I can see the same information that I saw in the previous screen. I can see the image, and I can add that to the order if I wanted to. So we have two other really handy features that come into play when you're using a scanner device. There's many Bluetooth scanner devices that work well with iPhones and iPads out there. So we'll go into fast scan, and all I have to do is key either the stock code or the barcode number of the product using the scanner, and what it does is automatically finds that product because it will be a unique code if you're using a barcode, brings up the details, and I can quickly add that to the order. So it's a very quick way of adding the products to the order. Now an even quicker way of adding the products to the order is use fast add. Now what fast add allows me to do is key in the code, same code let's say, click go, and then what that's actually done is not only bought up the product but added it to the order in the default pack quantity. So I can very easily go around and add products to the cart without actually keying in any quantities, and I can really just use it using the scanner and nothing else. Another great way for a rep to easily find products for a particular customer is using the product favorites functionality. So product favorites can be automatically generated at the ERP end or at the web services end that allows you to create a list of products that this customer often buys, or it can actually be manually created as well. So this is coming up with 14 products that this customer always buys off me as my list of favorites, and I can easily drill down on any of them and add them to the order. So I've now got quite a few items in my order, and I can see this at any time at the bottom of the screen. It's telling me how many items I've got in my order and the total of that order. I can now go to view that order. Shows me all of the products on that order. I can drill down to any of these products to change the price if I wanted to. If I wanted that to be $6.25 for instance, I can just update that, and as mentioned before, it will apply all of those rules to do with what price changes a particular rep can make when making those price changes. So once I'm happy with that order and the contents of it, I can now go to complete order to finish the order. I can click on this to be able to go in and change the customer reference, the email, or in fact we can accept any field on that conclusion screen by way of implementation, and that can be integrated back into your ERP system. So I might just key in a customer reference there, Fred, and a note that I want to check availability on new stock. Save that information, and that will go through into your ERP system and trigger alerts if configured within your ERP system. I can also change the delivery address there. That will default to the delivery address on your ERP system, and then I can submit that order. So that order has now been submitted into our web services database, and that will get integrated back into your ERP system within a minute, and an email will be sent to you and to the customer to let them know that that order has been placed. In addition to being able to place orders, I can also perform other functions such as order tracking. So I can go into the order tracking screen here, and by default it will give me my outstanding orders. So that's the order I've just placed there, but there are also other orders there that have been placed previously, and I can drill down on any of those orders, see the contents of the order and the status of the order. Very handy if you're in a customer's site, being able to track that sort of thing. So I can just click on that button there, as well as being able to see completed orders. So this will go back as far as the history will take us to be able to see any completed order that resides within the ERP system. So in summary of our mobile sales application, it can run on any HTML5 enabled device such as iPhone, iPad, Google Android, and the iPad version also has a split screen to enable full use of that screen. The orders that you place on the device are actually going into our web SQL database. So that means that you can get on your iPhone and continue that order, get on your iPad and continue the order, or indeed get back on your rep portal login if you're using our CSS application and continue the order there. So it really doesn't matter where the order is placed, it can be accessed by any device. The functionality of the application covers product searching, product browsing, fast adding via a scanner, order tracking, customer information, product favourites, and also a rep profile. All of the pricing information comes directly from the ERP system, so as is the same price you would get as when you keyed it into your ERP system. The application is currently an online application, so you do need a mobile device to be able to use it. Current development has us also developing an offline application that will allow you to do all of your sales in an offline mode and then sync them up back with the server once you get connectivity. I'm now going to pass over to John to take you under the covers of the mobile application framework.
Thanks, Andrew. My name's John Farnier, and I'll be taking you through our mobile application framework. I'll first cover what the framework is designed to achieve and what its main features are. And then I'll do a quick demonstration of designing or customising an application using the framework. So firstly, what's the mobile application framework designed to achieve? David mentioned earlier that Commerce Vision has been in the mobile commerce space for many years with our companion sales product. It was a Windows mobile native application. There are a number of challenges to providing a mobile commerce application, but the main one is providing flexibility and customisation. It's very difficult to design an application that can be configured and customised for a particular company's requirements. And as a software company, we like to have standard applications that we can support, maintain and enhance. But customers want flexibility in their mobile applications to make sure they work best in their organisations. There are also other challenges around deployment of upgrades and fixes for mobile applications. So to solve these challenges, recently we invested an extensive R&D effort into our mobile capability. There are a few ground shifts that helped us decide the way forward with mobile. The first of those was HTML5. There are a lot of components to HTML5, but the most important ones to mobile commerce are the enhancements to support web applications, including offline caching of application files and local storage of data, including Web SQL. This means that you can design a HTML5 application that can run and access local data on a mobile device without an internet connection. The second big change in 2007 was the iPhone. The iPhone, with its touch-capable user interface and its support for HTML5, set a new standard for mobile devices that today sees broad HTML5 support across all mobile platforms. we can now develop HTML5 applications that will work across all major mobile device platforms, including Apple, Android, Windows and others. Another big change for mobile commerce is that mobile networks are also a lot more reliable, are faster and much less expensive to use than they were 5 or more years ago. This means that we can now design applications that are meant to be used in an online connected mode with an offline capability, rather than developing applications that are designed for offline use that synchronise transactions when the network's available. So although we now have great tools such as HTML5, mobile devices with strong HTML5 support and much better mobile networks, we still need a framework through which we can deliver customisable off-the-shelf applications, and that's where our mobile application framework comes in. The purpose of the framework is to allow us to build and host HTML5 applications for mobile devices. The main features of the framework are, firstly, application design. The framework includes a widget library. That's a collection of user interface elements that can be used in applications. The widgets have configuration options that allow their behaviour to be customised. The framework also includes standard application templates. So those templates can be copied and modified to suit a particular company's requirements. For example, deleting fields in data entry screens or removing menu options altogether. The application designer makes this process of constructing, configuring and customising applications intuitive with a drag and drop design interface. We'll have a look at that process in the demo shortly. In terms of application maintenance, the framework allows Commerce Vision to perform fixes and make enhancements to the widgets that are used in our customers' applications. The framework then allows us to make a copy of a production mobile app with the widget changes applied. Our customers can then test these changes and migrate the test application to live when they're happy. This feature is critical in allowing us to build applications that can be customised, but still allow us to support and maintain the application components. There are also administration functions in the framework for maintaining users, as well as viewing statistics recorded on your mobile application usage. So what I would like to do now is show you the mobile application framework in action and demonstrate designing an application. So we're now at the login screen for the mobile application framework. So what I'll do now is log in and demonstrate designing an application. So I'll click login button there, and this is the dashboard of the mobile application framework. You can see the options that we mentioned earlier. We've got the ability to manage administration users as well as our mobile users, manage our applications, which is application admin and design, which is the area we'll look at today. Also managing the plugin library and designing your own widgets, as well as an analytics section where we can view statistics of the mobile users and application usage. What we'll do now is actually go into application maintenance and design. All your mobile applications are listed on this screen, so you can have several and it's very easy to set them up, as we'll see. We'll click the Add New Application button, and what this does is give us a screen to configure the details of our application. As we mentioned earlier, Commerce Vision provides a set of off-the-shelf system applications which we can use as the basis for our own applications. So what I'll start with here is our mobile sales iPhone application. I'll give it a new name. Test sales application. We can also give it a web domain and subdomain. Commerce Vision has the cvmobi.com domain set up, which any of our customers can use. And then you can give it a subdomain. So this application would actually be available on cvmobi.com/testsales as soon as we click the save button here. So what it's doing is now copying that system application into a local copy for us. So we've got our test sales application, and we can now go in and design this application. So this is the designer screen that we see here. There's three main sections of this screen. Firstly, the widget library, where we can choose the widgets that we use in our application, and we move those widgets into the application by drag and drop. The second part is the actual application elements that we've got within our application, and this is just a standard tree view. It's very easy to select and drill down on the elements that are within your application. And then when you select an element, the element configuration appears on the right-hand screen or right-hand side of the screen here. So depending on what type of element you're choosing, you will get different configuration options, and that's all defined in the widgets. So this default option here, or default set of menu options we've got here, has come from the system application. This application is actually hooked up to a demo data set by default, so we can actually just click preview and start running this application straight away. Now, what you might notice is that there's some options that we've got in our standard application that you would actually not want to use in your own application. So this is where we allow you to configure. So any of these options here, like fast scan and fast add, we might decide we're not going to use. We can simply delete them. We might want to rearrange some of these options, put our cart view and account select up the top, rep profile up the top, and put some product options, leave those down further. We may not want to worry about campaigns. Again, move some of these customer type options up further. And what we can do is click the save button. That's actually now modified our application and is available in preview. I open up that window, you'll see that those changes have been affected. So if I just move something around, so move order tracking actually up to the top, click save, we'll see that when I hit the preview button here, order tracking is now moved up to the top. So with any of the configuration options, we can actually change the menu titles or all that sort of thing. I'll show you actually bringing in a new widget into the application. So if we move down to page elements, we might want to add a menu divider into our menu, so I can just drag that over to the menu item. I'll hide my widget library again. That's now appeared down the bottom. What I can do is move that up, and I might put that in there and give that a name of product options. And when I show my preview again, I'll just save that, preview the item, and I've now got my product options divider. So there's several different types of widgets obviously throughout the software, and depending on what they are, you get different configuration options. So if I look at, for example, order line edit, this particular widget here has some configuration options that allow you to do things like allow entry of delivery date per line, allow entry of note lines, disable price and discount edit. So they actually affect the functionality of that particular widget. As I mentioned, there's a whole bunch of widgets that are provided and maintained by Commerce Vision, as well as you have the ability to define your own. So if I go back out to application maintenance, one of the other things that is a feature of the mobile app framework is our ability to provide you a customizable and configurable application, but still have it supportable and maintainable by us as a software distributor. So the way we do that is actually by the widget approach that we've mentioned. That application that I'm working on, if I now mark that application as live, all of the widget definitions are now saved against that application. So any changes to the standard widgets won't affect this application because it's actually been marked as live. However, we may introduce new features into widgets, we may fix bugs in widgets, and you may want to take advantage of those. So the way to do that is to actually just create a new application copied from your own application. So that Commerce Vision Test Sales application is the one that I just created earlier. And when I do that copy, the system will actually take all of my configuration but apply the new widget definitions. So if there are any bug fixes to the widgets, any enhancements, new configuration options, you can take advantage of those, but still keep your customized configuration. So that's application maintenance and design in the Commerce Vision's mobile app framework.
Thanks, John, for that explanation. I think we can actually see that we just haven't developed a HTML5 mobile application here. We put a lot of thought here actually into designing a complete framework to support mobile applications. Okay, now let's go and pose some commonly asked questions and answer those. So what devices are we actually supporting through mobile sales? As you can see here from the list, iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, in fact, most devices that support HTML5, as John will have spoken about. Next question, can I personalize the system to suit the way we do sales at our company? Yes, in actual fact, that's why we developed the mobile application framework. It allows you really to personalise the system to suit the way you do business at your organisation, the way that your field force operates, the way they go about their business. So it gives you great flexibility there in being able to add, edit, delete menu options and functions on the mobile device. So another question that maybe you're asking is mobile sales being used in the field now? Well, of course we've had mobile sales out in the field for over 5 years with our companion sales, but the version we're talking about here, our mobile sales built on the mobile application framework, yes, we have several customers actually using it at the moment, and you'll see here we've got some names and logos of people who are actually using it, and they're using it for a number of different reasons. They're actually using it on the road, they're using it at trade shows and in showrooms in talking to customers, and they're also using it as they go about their daily business. It gives them a lot of flexibility walking around and using this device to be able to interact with their customers and understand what's going on in their businesses. So that's all well and good, but what actually happens if I'm in an area that doesn't have great mobile coverage? Well, good news is we've got an offline version actually coming available in 2012. At the end of 2012 rather, in December, and that device or that capability will allow you to work in areas with poor or no mobile coverage, and then when you come back into an area with good coverage, you'll be able to resync and away you go. And finally, how's the application licensed? Well, we've spoken about two capabilities today, the Rep Account Manager Field Force type version, and that's a license per rep per month. And of course the other version, which is where you're deploying a version of this out so your customers can connect to you via a mobile device, that is just for a monthly fee. So I'm sure you may have some other questions to ask, and I'd love to hear from you on those. My contact details are as per this slide. Look forward to hearing from you. And once again, thank you very much for your time today.